Was he better than you thought? Because, gee, he was tough and he punched with some power.
Yeah, look, man, these you can't always just believe the record. You know, he could whack a lot harder than 5 KO. Good on him. He come to fight. Yeah, we respect it. This is the world level, you know what I mean? Everyone can fucking fight, and you just seen that. It was hard to dig deep, but respect to David Papot, and yeah, we're on to the next. Rest up and back in the gym.
A word on your corner, the way that they got into you in the corner, got into that eye, and got you back out there inspired to continue. Must be a special bond in that corner. Yeah,
100%. Everyone knows Alfie. He looked after me a lot, and like if I was playing up and I would have copped another punch or a slap around the ear, so I had to pick it up and yeah, go back to change up the game plan and yeah, just keep boxing. You know, we knew it was going to be tough. He was undefeated for a reason, and he was world number 8 for a reason. So this is my first outing at 47. Always a lot to work on, but I respect him. I'm happy with that, and we're back to the gym and keep getting better.
And a word to the people who've come out and witnessed a Fight of the Year candidate, a war and a victory for you here in Brisbane.
I want to thank each and every person for coming out. It really truly means a lot. You know, we couldn't do what we do without you. So everyone that bought a ticket, from the bottom of my heart, I truly love you and respect you for coming out and supporting this beautiful sport. You know, what better than on a Thursday night and watching 2 fellas punch at it. So yeah, no, it's good.
You got some good sunglasses for the next few days?
I'm just going to wear it with pride. You know, I had to dig deep for that. Credit to Papot and his team. They come prepared. And, yeah, look, we're not playing marbles, so it's just bound to happen.
I know you need to recover, clearly, but what do you want to do after this? That was a world title eliminator. You're right there. There's some huge names in this division. They've all been mentioned. If you could have a dream scenario, what is it?
Look, we're just going to let the eye. Where's the camera? I want to have a look up in there what it looks like. I can barely see.
Go
but
that way, go that way.
Yeah, look, she's a pearl. I'll be wearing some nice sunnies. But now look, back to the drawing board. I'm always learning, you know. I'm always learning, always wanting to perfect my craft. This is the elite level, you know, and you slip up a little bit and you end up like this. So we've got to go back there, cross our T's, dot our I's, and be better next time and keep chipping away. I want to be a 2-division champion. The dream doesn't stop, you know. We know it's hard fights here, and I've proved my toughness and my ability at the top level.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Liam Paro and David Papot.
So the IBF welterweight world title now well within reach for Liam Paro. Will a showdown with Lewis Crocker be next? We'll have to wait and see. But Michael Zarafa, Jono Brown, Pete Medell, first and foremost, what a gutsy performance from the former world champion. Had to dig deep, really deep, with one badly swollen eye, and in the end did enough against the experienced Frenchman. But boy, oh boy, that was a tough introduction, Pete Medell, to 147 pounds.
Well, what a war, what a slugfest, what a fight. One of the greatest I've seen here in Australia. That was unbelievable. Papot, you are a hero for the French, but what about Paro? He's got skill, but we've seen tonight he has proven he has got toughness, granite-like toughness. How he survived that punch in the 4th round, that was savage. Papot just turned it on at every moment, but the toughness, the grit, and the constitution of Liam Paro in the end, apart from his skill, his will got the job done.
Yeah, it was amazing hard, wasn't it? I tell you what, you want to earn your way into the Aussie hearts, you do something like that. It was just amazing because he got rocked. Wasn't that round 4? That was an absolute bomb. That's obviously where the damage was created. Mick, to be able to hang on to that, and he was rocked several times throughout in these middle rounds, and then he fought through. Just amazing, amazing resilience. It was just great to see.
It's crazy, you know. I was sitting there after that 4th round in the corner, and it looked like he gave given up. And to see him come out in the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, all the way to the 12th, it was amazing. Like I said, he adjusts. I told you that prior. He's got phenomenal ability of just adjusting. And full credit to Papot, though. I wasn't expecting that at all. And you know, this was a big step up, and he proved that he belongs there. But moving forward, I don't know. I was confident in that division. I don't know, you know, there's bigger punches out there, and you know, Papot wasn't a puncher and hurt him a few times, but I mean, I'd love to see what's next for him.
The thing that worries me, Mick, I will say, after that performance, Papot's had 5 knockouts in 31 fights, so let's not take anything away. He was magnificent. He was so brave and crafty. But Liam, it showed me tonight I'm worried about his power transferal at 147. Papot wasn't really stung by any of his punches. I mean, Paro's volume was the difference. His heroics, his toughness got him home, and his ring craft. But I don't think there'd be any 147 watching Liam's punch selection and punch output tonight and thinking, I can get knocked out by that. That's going to be the challenge for Liam Paro at this division.
It was interesting to see his trainer there, Alfie DiCarlo. He pleaded with him at the end of round 8, or the start of round 8, sorry, and said, you need to start throwing punches in bunches. He obviously wasn't happy with his accumulation of punches. Obviously, he'd been rocked a few times, but he was in his face.
There was a huge motivational speech that came out of Alfie, and then, I don't know, it was like he had his second win, and it was like it was round 1 again going into round 9.
This was just after the speech.
Yeah, like it was crazy, and they're a great team, and I mean, they work like beautiful together, and Paro's just one of a kind. I don't know, I can go say it all night, he's just one of a kind, he adjusts so well.
He looked like a Smurf there with his yellow beard at the end, but I've got to say, one thing about Paro I was amazed by, though, is his ability to stay composed. He was obviously under duress, 4, 5, 6, but then he reclaimed centre ring, he reclaimed ring control, he kept his distance well, stayed out of the firing line when he had to, and then took control in the championship round. So that shows we have a genuine world-class, world champion fighter here, Brownie. He is the real deal.
Shows the heart of a champion, absolutely. And there's no shame in not being able to, I suppose, finish this guy, because he has shown over a long period of time. Plus, what Benny say, he had 300 kickboxing fights. So this bloke's been to many wars. So, you know, there's going to be a lot, you know, he'd be one of the tougher fighters in the division. Even though he hasn't got a great knockout punch, as his record suggests, it was always going to, Liam was going to have his work cut out, put this bloke away, wasn't he?
100%, you know, and I was saying it in the commentary, you know, his experience, and you could see how patient Papot was, like he was trying to draw him onto that left hand, and Paro, you know, was on the outside, and when he was on the outside, he was all class, but then he got drawn in, and that just goes to Papot's pure experience. But he's a warrior, like I said. Don't let resumes, that's what I always say, resumes mean nothing, because they haven't fought the person that's in front of them, and, you know, someone that's got 5 knockouts, he should have a lot more.
G did well to survive those middle rounds. Let's have another look, Mick, at this point. What was going through your mind when he sort of got in big trouble starting in round 4?
I forgot I was on commentary, and I might have swore, and I got out of my seat, and I was like, oh no, what's going on here? But I mean, yeah, it's boxing. You know, I always say you're 1 punch away from winning, and you're also 1 punch away from losing. So, you know, credit to both boys. This goes to probably one of the fight of the year. You know.
So you sensed that there ringside that he was almost gone.
Yeah, like I seen his eye. Like I'm a fighter. I've had 40 professional fights. I've been in there with some of the best, and I've had fights like this, and I seen his eyes weren't there. But even not only that, coming back to the corner, he switched off. And then if it wasn't for Alfie and his team, and then after the speech, it's like, yeah, it's Paro time, and he just got his second win back, and it was like it was round 1 again. So yeah, he's a phenomenal dude, man. I don't know, he's one of a kind.
Brownie, can I ask you, footy fans remember you fractured your eye socket really badly in your career in a final. So you know that pain. Like, when your eye closes over like that, how hard is it to see?
Well, the depth perception is the problem. And yeah, you end up playing a half of footy with the eyes shut, and you can't, obviously, the ball, you can't perceive where the depth of the ball is or how far away is it. Obviously, I didn't have to fight anyone, so I couldn't imagine what it'd be like with a bloke that hasn't been beaten before coming at you. So incredibly good, and to do that for most of the fight under heavy duress as well, like trying to not only obviously see, but also regain your composure and regain your feet as well, because he would have had wobbly legs.
Well, 100%, but round 6 his eye was completely closed. So he was literally fighting half the fight with one eye. You know, and a guy that's that durable, that tough, undefeated.
Big. Cut me, Steve.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't know why there was a lot of yellow. Was that the leaking of the glove or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
there was yellow everywhere. It was crazy, but again, credit to Paro. Yeah.
But can I say, I scored at 9-3 to Paro, 117-111. I thought he won the fight, but I love that sign in the 11th round. He smiled at Papot as he was coming out, and that shows to me you are one tough hombre. Like, to be under duress and smile at your opponent. And to me, Mick, as a fighter, you'd appreciate this. His ability, Papot had a low guard at times. He was almost trying to sucker Paro into a bad entry, and he never made that bad entry. It was pretty clever from Paro.
Yeah, I said that on commentary. I said that just shows his experience. He was trying to lure him in for that overhand, and Paro got caught a few times, but then went back to the drawing board, and his best is when he's out at range, and he stuck to that game plan, and with one eye as well. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
The fact that he didn't call anyone out after he won the fight, and he sort of said it's back to the drawing board. Do you think he's having questions in his own mind about this higher division?
It's definitely not about his ability, and I said that straight after. But you know, going up, it's a big difference because like these guys weigh in at a division, and then the next day they can put on 6, 7, 8 kilos. You know, when you're already walking around that way, once you weigh in, you're not really. Well, I do it as a middleweight. I walk around 74 kilos. I jump in at 72.5. The next day I don't go much more than 74, but these guys are weighing in at 72 and coming in at 80, 82 plus, you know. So this guy, he got through, but it worries me, not ability-wise. Ability-wise, he matches it with the best. He's proven that. I just feel that those bigger punches, you know, those rollies and all these other guys, I've been there with them, you know. They're big dudes. They walk around middleweight, you know, super middleweight.
And Papot has fought at middleweight earlier on, so he's obviously come down weight-wise, so decent puncher. Lapping it up, though. How good was the Queensland crowd? The Queenslanders shout. I know it's not even State of Origin time. The Broncos are in it, the Lions are in it, and now Liam Paro's in it. So the crowd really got behind him, and I'll tell you what, that's the way you win them over. That's the way you win the public over, by showing the heart, which Queenslanders have been known for generations. Tell you what, he lost no friends tonight.